I brought a script with me because I don't trust myself. I don't think on my feet very well, but what an honor it is to be here celebrating my dad's life. And I thank you all for coming. I can just tell you right now that I know you're praying for my family, because there's only one thing in this world that scares me. Nothing scares me, except one thing. Anyone have any idea what that is? It's public speaking. So, I'm feeling your prayers right now. I probably won't pass out. Jordan, I wanted to tell you that you played my horn just like my dad did. I'm sure that you intended it that way. Thank you very much. It's beautiful. The horn, though, Doc and his horn, they were inseparable, really. It's how he shared. He didn't like public speaking, you know that. He shared by making music. And he had that chance here at First Baptist and now Gateway. And he really cherished those years. I know it. I'm going to go back to the script for a minute. So I got elected to say a few words about my dad, and then they started printing out sheets. And sheets of paper. I'm like, really? Okay, we'll see if we can get through this. Yeah, there's a lot to say about my dad. So to tell you a little bit about my dad, and I think you already know this, but something that made my dad special was he always had this way of making you feel special. You know, you didn't deserve to feel special at the time, but he just, for no particular reason, he'd come along, he'd say, "Hi, John, how you doing?" It's like, wow, did you win the lottery? What are you going to tell me that's so great? No, I was happy to see you. Wow. That's the effect he had on people, and he had that effect on me. Second thing about Doc is he was an expert at caring. I think that so many people in the world today are experts at not caring, but Doc was an expert at caring. He cared about people the way that God cares about people. He had an unconditional love for his fellow man. All walks of life, trust me. We'd be screaming, "No, don't stop." "No, that's a hobo, no." He'd stop, and he'd help. Yeah, unconditional love, and he liked to show that love by sticking needles into you. Didn't he, though? I'm just curious, really just curious. Is there anyone in this room today that hasn't felt Doc's love? Show of hands, anyone? Rodney? Are you sure? Because Doc wanted me to tell you that we've got plenty of love to share after this. And what have we got, like 200 of these? Ready to go out back? Yeah. So you can just come forward after the service and line up, and we'll get you immunized. Yeah, Doc was his own self-contained mobile immunization and curbside consultation clinic. Yeah, he was one of a kind, really. He took his practice of medicine to the streets sidewalks, the homes, the offices, the schools, and the churches of this community, and anywhere he was, really. The kid traveled with him on the planes, and in the trunk of the car on long trips. Yeah, Dad liked to catch you while you were out and about, that way. That way you didn't have time to run. So that made it a lot easier for him to love y'all. And I think you know that Doc was a die-hard participant. The participant's participant. He hated to stand on the sidelines. He did it, but he would stand there and guess what? Oh, baseball games, he'd play his horn. Yep. Take me out to the ball game. Mickey Mouse Club, any number of songs that he would just play by ear and cheer us on. Great memories for me, really great memories, and I know he continued doing that throughout his life. Friends of the family, Guthrie's, the Irvins, he would play at their games. Doc was there for you. And if he wasn't playing his horn, he was taking pictures, right? That's the one way that my dad could participate, is to record everything. And Lori, let's see, you were here at the house yesterday, and you had a hand truck, the thing with the wheels, and you can load it right up. I think she took out 5 loads of slides to her car, for safekeeping, of course. And even if it was just something mundane, didn't have to be a big event, you're out mowing your lawn, you'd come along and say, hey, when are you going to let me have a turn? I'm like, really? You want to mow my lawn? Okay, we'll take turns. So even in his 80s, he was always looking forward to that next event. It didn't have to be a big deal, but he'd sure find some way to make it a big deal. Get up in the morning, eat his breakfast, and say, okay, what are we going to do today? And he never slowed down, really. That was Doc. Just loved to participate, was ready to do so at all times. That'd be a little more serious. In all honesty, Doc, my dad, he has been a lifelong inspiration to me, and I'm sure to many of you in the audience today. He's been my #1 role model. I'm sure that a lot of you could say the same thing. He equipped me for life. He really did. By example, he taught me what was right. Share a little story with you. Right now, I'm a manager of people. And that's a real challenge. I have 16 people that I supervise. And the usual friction here, sniping here and there. People just can't behave themselves. So I've been trying for 3 years now to communicate to them what my expectations are for the way they treat each other. I said, okay, it's time to sit down and just write it out. I'm going to make a poster. They're going to have to learn this. They're going to have to stare at it every day. Well, so how am I going to pull this one off? Oh, just get started. So I got started. Didn't take me long. I'm like, where is this coming from? Usually you go search Google. I need something, inspirational stuff for my team. I need some rules to play by. And no. It all came from inside of me because my dad had planted it there. He had planted it so deep and so thoroughly, by example, how you should treat people. So I put this poster together called Teamwork And it is one of those things that I pay attention to it because I know that it's not a preaching tool, really. It's something I have to follow. And I know for a fact that I've probably only succeeded at adhering to these 15 points of good teamwork for probably 2 hours at a time. 2 hours. My dad could go in excess of a week without breaking any rules. That's from observation. He just, amazing man. So here they are. Effective team members are humble. Let's see if you can see any of Doc in this. They're humble. They are devoted to team success above personal success. They are aware of their God-given strengths and they share them freely. Doc. They focus on personal accountability and self-improvement. Doc. They cast aside scorn, derision, or contempt for their fellow man. Doc. Effective team members acknowledge and celebrate the virtues and talents possessed by others. Doc had no problem telling you how great you were doing. What a good person you are. Effective team members control their emotions. They are quick to hear and slow to speak. They are trusting and trustworthy. Doc. They are courageous and honorable. Courageous and honor, they go together because it takes courage to be honorable. It's easier to fib and lie and try to get around it. But courageous and honorable, it's Doc. They are quick to request and to offer forgiveness. They deliver on their promises. They invest in building relationships. Those are the things that came from my heart the day I had to teach my team how to treat one another. And it amazed the heck out of me because I didn't realize later, I just kept saying, where the heck did this come from? It's not something I would have expected. It came from my heart because my dad put it there, and I've said that before, and I just want you to know that